Hey guys, so today we have another edition of Yes or Pass. So today I'm going to be talking about the new Naked Heat collection. So I'm not going to ramble anymore. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. And now if you want to see if this collection is a yes or a pass, then just keep watching. So of course I'm wearing the palette on my eyes right now today, and I actually love this look. I used as many shadows as I could just for the purpose of this video. So if you guys want like a separate tutorial on this, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to do it. Personal confession, I have never owned a naked palette in my life. I don't own them. Am I even really a beauty blogger if I don't have a naked palette? So we're going to go through each and individual shadows and I'm going to talk you through a little bit more in detail. So first we have Ounce. And Ounce swatched not so great on my arm, but this is what I have on my brow bone right now, and I will insert a demo here so you guys can see how it applied. It applied much better on my brow bone than in my inner corner. And I wish it was a little bit more, like it packed a little bit more punch, but I understand that, you know, they needed a little bit of like a lighter shade on the palette. So I feel like either it had to be more shimmery or it had to be flat matte. But that's just a personal opinion. Next we have Chaser, and this is what I use for my transition shade. And it's absolutely the perfect transition shade. I can even see myself contouring like with this shadow. It's perfect. I absolutely loved it. And then again, it didn't swatch so well on my arm, but when I applied to my eyes, it was really, really great. And it made everything just kind of go on top of that much easier. Next we have Sauce, and this is what I used to like deepen up my crease a little bit, and it was the perfect shade transitioning from that Chaser to something a little bit deeper. So it was a little bit deeper but not too much of a difference, but the transitioning was perfect, and when they combined, they made such a nice crease effect on my eyes. I really like it. Next we have Low Blow, and this is what I use also to deepen up my crease because I went little by little, and like I said, I wanted to use as many shadows as I could for the purpose of this video. So I love this. It's a very warm, like a true warm brown, and I love that. If you have light eyes, you would love this on your crease because it makes your eyes pop. Then we have Lumbre, I'm not sure how to say this, and this is what I have on my lid, and I love this. It's such a unique sort of shimmer. It's like a rose gold, but with a little bit more of red in it, and I love that. Then we have He Devil, and this is what I use to deepen up my outer corners at first. So I went in with a pencil brush, and I very lightly, I deepen up my outer corner. And I love this as well. It's like a really warm, kind of like a brick sort of color. Really nice. Then we have Dirty Talk, and this is one of the shades that swatched the best on the palette. I love this formula of shimmers, and it really is very buttery and very pigmented. And then we have Scorched, which is another beautiful shimmer shadow, and is very pigmented. And then we have Cayenne, and I love this shade. It's a very brown, warm brown with a red undertone. Love this shade. Next we have En Fuego, and this is what I use also to deepen up my outer corner and on my lower lash line as well. And this is probably one of my favorite shades on this palette. Very pigmented, very pigmented, but very easy to blend. So I really like that. And then we have Ashes, which is a more cooler sort of brown and with a little bit of a purple almost undertone. And I like having a shadow like this in a palette that's so warm, just to like kick it up a notch a little bit. If I have to deepen things up or if I want to balance things out, it's nice to have something that's not really warm like the rest. And lastly we have Ember, and this shadow tricked me. It's almost like a duochrome. Like before you swatch it, you would think it's like a copper, but once you swatch it, it has almost like a gray undertone. and it's very beautiful. I am excited to play with this specific shadow next time because it's really beautiful and it's very, very dark. So my final verdict on this palette is that I love it. I love the shades. I love the pigmentation. It blends like a dream. However, it has a lot of fallout. I don't know if you could tell in the demo or not, but I had a lot of fallout that I had to clean up. So it's just something that it's good to know before you go into anything. A lot of fallout just means that there's a lot of pigmentation. You know, it's not necessarily a terrible thing. It's just something that you have to be aware before you start playing with that. And then we have the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils. So the first shade is Torch, which is like a nice red brown. And this is what I have going on my waterline right now, and I love it. If you have light eyes, this is going to make your eyes pop so much. The contrast and the warmth, it's almost like your eye is on fire in a good way. And then the next shade is Alkaline or Alkaline. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And this is a really pretty, like a deep purple, almost like an eggplant sort of shadow, and I love it. And they are really, really buttery. They literally glide on, just like the name says. They glide on so easily. You don't have to go back and forth to get the pigmentation. Just one swipe and it's there. So these, I had never tried it before and I love them so much. And then lastly, we have the 3 lipsticks in the collection. So first we have a cream formula, and this is Fuel, and it's a beautiful sort of like a peachy nude. This is what I'm wearing right now and I love it. The formula is perfection. It's so like comfortable on the lips. It's very pigmented. It's obviously just a regular lipstick, so it's not gonna be like extremely long lasting, but I love it. Next we have Scorched, and it's a metallized formula, and even though this is a shimmer, it's very pigmented but not greedy on the lips. Very, very beautiful. And lastly we have Heat, which is also a metallized formula, and I love this shade. It's extremely pigmented and very high shine, but not to an extent that will give you like glitter lips sort of effect. It's very high shine and I really like that. Overall, I am very, very, very impressed with this collection. Do I think this palette is a must-have? Well, that depends. If you already own these kind of shades, if you already own enough warm tones, then you don't need this palette. It's just plain and simple. If you love warm tones, if you love Urban Decay like I do, then you need it in your life because the palette is beautiful. It's just everything that you would want if you want to do warm tones. That's all you need right here. Like, you don't need to pull out anything else from your, you know, stash or anything like that. You can achieve all completed looks with this palette. So I am a big fan. I'm very impressed about these eye pencils. They are a dream on the eyes. This hasn't moved since I applied. And like I said, it was like a one swipe kind of deal. And it was perfect. I have sensitive eyes and I have a hard time, you know, doing, applying, like tight lining my eyes. And this was just perfection. Lastly, the lipsticks are beautiful. I had never tried Urban Decay lipsticks before and I'm very impressed. I love the formula. It's very comfortable, just feels very nice on the lips. You know, it's just very nice to have on your lips. I don't know how else I explain that, but it's very pigmented. I love the shades. The shimmer shades are the metallized formulas are very high shine. So it's almost like you're wearing a gloss on top of your lipstick. So I really, really like them as well. So for me, this collection is a huge yes. 100% a yes. All right, guys, so that's it for another yes or pass. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this collection. Let me know if you have the palette, if you're gonna buy the palette, if you're on the fence about the palette and everything else. I would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, and if you learned something new, please give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.